Kaniz Norani.
We have no objection to the application by the DPP. The rest we will say outside, not for the record.
Mr. Swaka.
Thank you. Your Honor, on behalf of my clients, we have no objection. Thank you. On behalf of the
Mr. Ngugi.
Your Honor, on behalf of the 6 proposed, no objection.
Mr. Kimori.
Yeah. On behalf of the first proposed accused person, no objection.
So the court has considered the application by the prosecution for withdrawal of this case under Section 87 ACPC and the grounds that have been given. It has been indicated that upon review of the evidence and the case as a whole, the DPP has decided to charge 11 other persons instead and treat the intended accused persons herein as witnesses. And in that respect, case number E289 of 2023 has already been instituted. In the circumstances, I will allow the application for withdrawal of this matter under Section 87 ACPC, and the accused persons are discharged. And,
we are much obliged.
so you can leave it.
So today we came to court. The DPP has decided to withdraw criminal case number E051 of 2022, in which my clients were charged with an array of offences. And this withdrawal of the criminal cases was informed by a review of this file by the Director of Criminal Investigations in particular. And I give kudos to Mr. Min, the DCI, who has reviewed this file and looked at the evidence that was available, and they did a comprehensive report to the DPP informing him that the witnesses in a criminal offense are the ones who had been charged, while the suspects had been scot-free. And in his report, he detailed those who had committed illegal acts, criminal acts, against the property of Oriam Limited. And I must say this, even at the time when these charges were being leveled against my client, Mr. Wanjigi, and his wife, you will note that Mr. Wanjigi is not a director of the company that bought the property, the company that his wife owns. He was not a signatory to any sale agreement. He's not a shareholder to the company. But because at the time, because of political considerations, he was deemed to be a threat to certain political players. He was dragged to this court in regard to a property that his wife, through a company, had bought. Now he's the one who was being charged as accused person number one. That was meant to serve a particular purpose, but we are grateful that today the law has taken its course. The state agencies have seen sense and reason in terms of the evidence which has always been available. And the evidence in this particular case is not evidence that we are saying we are the ones who have supplied. It is evidence that is available in different independent state offices, from the Ministry of Lands, the Registrar of Companies, the government printer, the Kenya Revenue Authority, different banking institutions. People have independently handled the transactions. In fact, the person who sold this land to Oriam, they are there as consuls, and they came to court saying, we sold this land and we bought it from Dodhia. And Dodhia are there saying, yes, we sold this land to Asanali. Dodhia is saying we allocated this land, and the DCI report has traced the history of that parcel back to 1967 when it was first allocated, and indeed the persons who are forced to go through an attempted criminal process were all innocent persons. But in my view, it was purely meant to persecute Mr. Wanjigi and to stop him in his political moves that he had made last year. But that is unstoppable, I believe. He will not relent. We only say sorry to the other innocent Kenyans who had to go through an ignominious process, through an embarrassing judicial process, just to target an individual, not to further the interest of the rule of law. In fact, as I conclude, I must say, if you look at the file that now the real criminals have been charged with, you will note that somebody goes to court and says that he's paid 90 million shillings cash and cannot explain where he got the money from, who he paid it to, who received it. It is a mockery. Look at the file when you have time, and you'll find that we couldn't have been in this place in the first place. It is just sad that it took this long, but we are glad that ultimately the state agencies have seen sense and they've allowed justice to take its course and invoke the provisions of the law to bring the right perpetrators of criminal activities against the land belonging to Oriam to book. That's all. Any question?
I'll be very brief. As my good Wakili has said, I want to thank the current justice system, the DCI and the office of the DCI and the DPP and the office of the DPP for bringing justice to our home. If you recall, this was a very traumatic period for my family. We had been through various episodes in the last regime. This was like one of those climaxes where we were raided at night by police officers dressed like they are going to war, like they are going to fight terrorists, like we are such bad people. And they kept us holed up for almost 24 hours. We were raided at night. They came to our offices at 9:30 p.m. Very unnecessary. But it was so because of the politics of the time. And my entire family were very traumatized by it. On something we proclaimed complete, and we complained at the time, complete innocence. You have seen my wife here. My wife is dragged into matters. Najua they say, wanaume wanapambana. You don't follow somebody mpaka the wife, the child, sijui nani. You don't. Wanaume munapambana sisi wawili. Men are the soldiers. Don't drag in the family. And in the last regime, this was the case. I was dragged. They attempted to drag my home in 2017, where this same good wife of mine was traumatized for almost 72 hours for nothing. You drag her again here. There is an incident where even they went to try and drag in to this same system, kwa ajili ya siasa. My own father. My father is 91 years old. And you want to bring him in. Please, And I said it at the time. Kama ni Jimi mnatafuta, tafuta Jimi. Don't look for his family. And I say that is the same case even today. Don't look for people's family. Kama mtu amefanya chochote or you want a battle with somebody, look for that particular individual. And I say it. I'll say it today because that was as fast as it did yesterday. Even those who perpetrated our families. Na munawajua. I said at the time, kuna mtu anaitwa Kinoti. He was just a poodle to a master. Poodle is a small little dog like this. He was a small dog to a master. And I said, why are you dragging in families? I'm not even in this company. Now, I say the same thing, even to this current regime. Mambo ya families, wachana na wao. Leave families alone. If you are looking for an individual, tafuta yeye mwenyewe. Don't drag in other people unless they themselves wako kwa hiyo maneno mbaya. I repeat it and I'll keep repeating it. Men fight. But justice has been done here. You can see, as we said at the time, we are innocent. And I tell you, this is what you call full circle. Wale ambao walikuwa nataka sisi tuingizwe ndani, wako nje. Wako nje. Wako nje. And that is a lesson for everybody. Power is transient. Nobody sits on power forever. So when you are there, do good. Be just. Add to the value of the people you are serving. Be a servant of God, not an oppressor, not a liar, not somebody who perpetuates injustice. Stand up and make sure that by the time you leave power, the people you are serving are better off than you found them. That's when you know umefanya kazi ya Mungu. Asanteni sana. Thank you.
Thank you very much.